Now here we have an old 220, 240 volt Black & Decker drill, and if it's anything to go by, it's if you look closely there, it says 1984. Now this has belonged to men's sheds and it's no longer in use for safety reasons because the cord has all become frayed and basically they feel safer not to use it. So what we're going to do is we're going to replace the cord and then we can give it back to them. Okay, before we go any further, just make sure that cord is not too twisted in on itself, and if I'm going to replace it, there's no point if the drill is not working. So I'm in a 38-year-old drill. It's a 3/8 chuck, single speed, no reverse, no hammer action, but it could still be useful, maybe for drilling pilot holes, little things like that. But again, it's totally useless if it's not working. So I've just plugged it in. It is working. Again, it's got a button for when you trigger it. You can press the button in and it'll stay on. Right, next thing then to do is to unplug it. Turn it around. Unscrew the little holder or bar, and then you'll see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 Phillips screws holding it in, so we'll go ahead and we'll pull it apart. Right, that's the 5 screws undone. Now they're all the same size, so I don't have to worry about where they go back in. And next step then is just to prise it open gently. Now just pay a bit of attention because the switch could be spring loaded, and if that pops then you'll need to know what way it goes back in. Now, not so bad. Thing is, it's only got 2 positive and negative. So that should be easy enough to replace. Now this drill is a 1.5 amp drill, so you can actually replace it with a cord that will cover you for 3 amps or a 3 amp fused cord. And what we'll do is we're going to replace it with a kettle lead. It's already got a molded plug on it. It's got a 13 amp in it, which is normal for electrical drills and stuff. Just need to cut that off and then we'll fit it in here and we'll see how we go from there. Again, take note where the live and the neutral is. The live is actually closest to the trigger itself, and on the side of this you have a little lip you just catch, you just pull it up and then the cable slips out. This has an earth on it, but there's nowhere to fix an earth to a plastic body, so we'll just fold it back out of the way. I put on the little cap here. Another thing to mention, the cord came with a chuck key, and it's actually taped onto the cable itself. So we'll remove that and we'll fit it to the other cable. So using heat shrink, put it on, just see if the little chuck key fits in. It does. And what we do then is we'll cut that in half. Feed that down the cable. And feed it down towards the plug, maybe about a foot away from the plug. Put the chuck key in on each side. And then we'll heat it up. Now newer drills wouldn't have a chuck key, so you're probably going to be grand. But the older drills do, and if you lose the chuck key then you have some problems again. So that's it in place. The old way used to be just wrap some insulating tape around it. Now going back to the other end. Just feed that back in. Now fold back the ground, won't need that. And if you want then another piece of heat shrink, feed it onto that. Again, apply another little bit of heat. We don't entirely want to do away with it for the moment anyway. So that's out of the way, that's secured. No chance of it hitting anything and causing any shorts. Strip back the live and the neutral. Twist it if you like, or if you prefer then you can tin it with some solder. Now that's what I'm going to do. Right, that's done. Let it cool down a moment. Pull the drill back over, Again, remembering that the positive is closer to the trigger. So just feed it in. Clip it into place. Just give it a little tug, make sure it's okay. Now different triggers may have different connectors on them, so they're fairly straightforward. Some of them are screw on, some of them are clip-ins. This appears to be okay. So place it back down into its position. And then the cable comes back down along. May have to maneuver it or manipulate it a tiny bit. Right, all seems to be good. Now you can see there's many years of dirt and grime in there, but for the moment we'll just put it back together and test it, and if it is good we can go back in and clean it again later. So put the cover back on, screws back in, and that's it, screwed back together again. Now we'll just plug it in. Now I haven't tested the 13 amp fuse in here, but I would assume it's okay because it's been used previously and then put away. So we'll just plug it in, switch it on, and let's see. And there you have it. A 38-year-old drill with a new cord and possibly a new lease of life. Well, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this. If you did, give us a thumbs up, like, share, subscribe, and you'll drop a comment if you wish. And you'll find us on the usual social media platforms.